So, truthfully, this is probably the worst mood you'll ever see me in on this channel, or probably the worst yet, at least. I guess I can't make any promises. You saw by the title of this video, my car was stolen. And if you saw, I guess probably the last vlog or a couple vlogs ago, because life is just not stopping, I went to my favorite venue in Milwaukee for Sad Summerfest. I actually got free tickets, so it's kind of sponsored, sort of. And my car was gone. And let me tell you, this was like, by the time I'm filming this was like 3 days ago. It's Sunday. It happened on Friday, 2 days ago. And I've been an emotional wreck because not only was my car stolen, everything that was in it was stolen. And that included not only my laptop, but Logan's laptop and his iPad and my brand new camera which I mean, I shouldn't be complaining, right? Because I have a camera and I have the means to, my dad has an extra car that I can borrow for the next couple days or whatever, but everything's gone. And the laptop, there was just so much sentimental, like, writing on it, and my tax documents, and just a lot of like personal information that I'm genuinely afraid of if someone else can crack the code to my laptop and get their hands on that information. Okay, so this looks like a good thing because this desktop, it says 0 battery, and it also says it can't find my device, meaning they either weren't able to break into it and get it online, or it actually is dead, and they didn't take the charger with them. Not only personal information, but all the sentimental stuff, which is really hurting me right now, just thinking about like the photos that are lost and all the writing, because like all my poems that I've been compiling for, you know, something bigger, and like things that I'll never be able to get back, because no, I did not have them backed up. So Logan already bought a new computer. We had to submit this receipt to the insurance to see if they'll cover it, because this is one of the items that was lost. Okay, it wasn't lost, it was stolen. And I'm rifling through a bunch of my old poetry books and writing the journals and stuff to try and find the poetry and the eulogies and the documents that I lost. But for me, it's the sentimental stuff, dude. Like, luckily, I was able to find my grandma's eulogy that I was stored in a document on my computer that I one day want to turn into some sort of like poem. But I can't find my mom's anywhere, and that hurts me so bad. It's really taken a mental and emotional toll on me in the last couple days. It's like I start, like, my mood gets better, and I start realizing that like we're doing what we can. But then I just realized that a lot of what I'm upset about that is gone is not replaceable. Like, I just feel like so much of my soul and like work I put in for a lot of things, like all my documents about like my small business, like all my records of like what I've invested, and just all sorts of things like are gone. I don't have them backed up, and like shame on me for that, right? But like night of the festival, we get out, we're having a blast because we had a wonderful day. I walk out to where my car was parked, where I park every single time, and my car's gone. And we call 911. They basically were like, you have to show up in person to file a lost vehicle report. So then we Uber to the frickin' whatever, municipal building, whatever, to file a report. Well, first of all, it was locked. We could not get in. So we're like banging on the doors. I'm like literally sobbing. I'm like losing my mind. Like I am like seriously so mentally like deranged at the time. Literally still am and still feel like it. Like I have not felt like myself the last 2 days, and it just sucks. But anyways, finally we get into the building because we called 911 back like 3 more times. Finally we get into the building and we're filing the report. It literally takes like 2 hours just to gather the information that they need, and they told us, oh, well, that's not in our, our district, so we can't really do anything. I'm like, you guys don't talk to each other? The city police of Milwaukee don't talk to each other? You can't, like, communicate? Like, how, like, what? So, needless to say, I did not feel supported in that way. And I'm like, just so, finally, he files a police report and, like, gives us a copy of it. And basically, so our keys to our apartment were in there. We literally just had to go to like our landlord's office building and like temporarily borrow a set of keys for like the next couple days, because the engineer has to make us new keys, which that's going to cost us money. But we had a tile, one of those like tile air tag things on the keys that were in the car, because I have the car keys.
But I took them off the ring, so I wasn't carrying like a huge thing of keys, left the apartment keys and everything else on my keychain in the car. So we keep getting ping notifications of where the keys are, and we're trying to tell them and call them back and give them all this updated information, and like I feel not supported at all. We were literally calling them like, can you check this place, because that's where it's pinging, and they're like, oh well, we can't send a squad car out unless you're gonna meet us over there. But then the other cop was saying that it's probably too dangerous to go to that. Like, it could be dangerous to go to that location and try and see for myself if the car's there. So I'm like, first of all, getting mixed information from these different police officers and dispatchers and all this stuff. Then they're telling us to call the district directly so that they can send a dispatcher, they can update the report.
And I just feel like I'm doing the police work for them, which, like, I'm not a first responder. I don't work for, the police department or whatever else, so I don't know. I'm sure it is complicated, and I'm sure they're doing the best that they can, but I just feel like, why are those systems why don't they have a system in place that's cohesive and like effective? I get that it's not like actually an emergency because no one's hurt, but I just feel like I just haven't felt supported in this journey at all by like the people that are supposed to be helping me. I'm sure they're doing the best that they can. I want to give them credit for, doing the job. I don't want to be on the front lines, having that job. So like, I'm just saying what my experiences has felt like so far. It sucks because I keep thinking about all that I've lost. Like, and I keep saying, like, don't be attached to things, and like luckily we have renter's insurance that should cover, hopefully help us retrieve like the amount that, like, for the things that were lost, like the cameras and the laptop and everything. But it's like, I can't get those documents back, like all those documents. Like, I'm gonna have to start over, and it just frustrates me because, like, we're all out here working hard and having jobs, and then these people just get to steal our shit, and then they're not gonna get arrested for that. They get to sell all my shit, take all my stuff, and like you can't just go and get a job. It's too easy to just get a job. You'd rather just run around the streets hijacking shit. Oh my god. Okay, well, anyways, today's Sunday. A couple hours ago, I had the police call me back. Obviously, I'm no longer in Milwaukee. I'm back home in Chicago. The police call saying that they found the car, so we're gonna have to update the insurance report, the insurance claim for my vehicle, and let them know that they found it and that they're going to bring it to a lot. So I'm going to have to pay for all the towing. We're going to have to find someone in Milwaukee that takes my car insurance that will be able to fix the damages that there is, because they at least took out the ignition switch or whatever, so that they could start the car when they freaking stole it. It's just really hard because I'm sure I'm not explaining very well, like, what was on the computer that I lost forever, but like all the important stuff to me. And like, I keep saying my writing, and I'm like, yeah, like I've spent so many hours working on these poems and, just like journal entries and trying to make like a cohesive piece of art out of it. And like, that's all gone. And like, the documents for, what if they can get access to all this? They have access to all my passwords and all my, like I said, tax documents. Like, what if there might even be documents on that computer that were like my identification. And I just feel like, I don't know, I'm scared, and it sucks. And like, there's just so many layers to it that it's like, I'm trying really hard to move on and have a positive outlook and recognize that I'm doing all that I can. I'm changing my passwords, I'm changing my bank accounts, canceling my cards, filing all the insurance claims. But at the same time, it's like, you can't replace the things that I've lost at this point. And so like, I also want to take a minute to recognize that like, it could have been a lot worse. And like, I am grateful that we're okay. We're not physically harmed. Like, I was able to get home from Milwaukee safe. And I have to acknowledge the privilege that I have in the first place, not only to have things that are valuable, but also to have people in my life that take care of me. Like, Logan's been amazing throughout all of this, just helping me file all the claims while I'm literally like can't even breathe, crying so hard. My dad, like, literally my hero. My dad, like, literally is my hero, because He drove up to Milwaukee 2 hours to pick us up from the police department. Also, now he's letting me drive his car. Like, I recognize that I am very privileged in this situation. But that also doesn't take away the fact that this sucks and this hurts and this... I also don't even think that I mentioned that in the trunk of the car was a bunch of the inventory that I have for my small secondhand business. And so I can't even begin to figure out, like, it puts everything on halt for, like, my side hustle and my side business. It's almost like I have to start over with that too. And it's just like, I feel like it's just starting over. I'm just here sharing this with you to acknowledge the fact that this sucks and this stuff happens, and that all of what you see online and all these vlogs are such a highlight reel and all that stuff, and people say that all the time. A lot goes on behind the scenes too. Like, we're still people and this is still real life, and I'm not here to pretend like it's all... This channel isn't to make life seem like butterflies and rainbows all the time, even though a lot of the time it is, and it can be, and you can make it that way. Shit still happens. I'm not looking out in the world with rose-colored glasses, but I'm also not going to live in fear, and I'm not going to stop living my life, and I'm going back to Milwaukee in a few days to see another show at that same venue, because I will not live in fear, and I will not stop living my life, and I will not change my lifestyle because some shit hit the fan. This sucks, but I'm gonna be okay, and I'm gonna work through it. And this channel is about authenticity and about documenting life, and this is part of it too. The bad stuff, the shitty stuff. Hopefully we can get my car back. Hopefully it's drivable. Hopefully I don't have to replace the car. Hopefully we get some of this insurance. So I've spent the last few days just being really sad and feeling depressed, and now that I've had a little more time to, I guess, like, work through my feelings, I think the worst of it is that I just feel violated. The way that they tore apart my trunk, and I can put some pictures here, like, they just tore stuff apart, and the stuff that they took my dirty laundry and, like, my laundry basket, and just, it feels so, like, rhyme or reason to it. I feel like they took my laptop but left the charger, so how are you going to do anything with that anyway? I don't know. I just feel like there's no method to it, and honestly, thinking about it now, they were probably cracked out on drugs. And, like, with all that being said, here is a little bit of what they left behind. This is a new laundry basket that luckily my dad had laying around that we were able to, but they left the toiletry bag with all Logan's toiletries in it, luckily, because he had some expensive, like, dental stuff in there. They left... Luckily, our work uniforms, they left. A bunch of the stuff that I was selling for my small business that was in that trunk, and they left maybe like a bag's worth out of like the 10 bags. They left behind a lunchbox, but took our cooler. Luckily, they left my bag, but the only thing that was left in it was, I mean, my pins were still on it. But, so, which is nice because I travel with this bag, so I'm very grateful. This is like my perfect travel backpack. I left my work uniform in it. So, I mean, baby steps, right? Good to know they were feeling fine because they didn't take any of the, like, medication and stuff. A bunch of the clothes I'm trying to sell. Luckily, that's still here. And they ripped the tag off? Dude, what? Seriously, why? I just don't feel supported. I don't feel supported by the police. I don't feel supported at work, honestly, for the situation. Like, I'm like, sorry, I don't have a uniform right now. Like, shit is crazy. And also, I mean, did they take fingerprints or anything so that they can catch these people? Because likely this is not their first offense of committing crimes. Not necessarily saying I can get my stuff back, but at least there can be some sort of consequence to this. Because I feel like these people are probably just running around doing this over and over again and, you know, ruining people's lives like I felt for the last few days. So we went to see the car. Fortunately, it seems drivable. There's definitely some stuff that needs to be repaired, like the ignition switch, etc. But, like, the tires were still on, so, like, counting my blessings, one small thing at a time. Unfortunately, though, we have to tow it insurance has to find a towing company that will tow it from Milwaukee to my dad's house in the suburbs of Chicago. And that is the first, like, hurdle we have to jump, but it'll probably still be like another week before I get the car. Like, I just feel like it was so rude seeing the way that they left the car, like the state that all my stuff was in. Like, it just feels like
like, they're mean people. Like, I feel like I'm dumbing this down to like the smallest little thing, but I really just feel like they're mean people. Like, how rude they were to take what they took, and then they left behind one shoe and out of a pair for multiple pairs of shoes. Anyway, this whole video is basically just me talking, so I'm gonna pause this for a minute, and hopefully the next time in 1 second when the screen flips, I have the car back, or I'm at least getting it repaired. The latest update on my car that I was for somehow the last to know, my whole family knew, everyone knew, they're just gonna junk my car. And that is like the worst, most heartbreaking news. Like, after all of this, I really thought I was going to get something back and get some like solace in it all, and because they took it, whatever, and now it's just like, it just sucks. So I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know if I'll just not have a car and that vlog didn't come out yet. Yeah, that's just brutal news. I was not looking forward to. I really was under the impression that they were gonna fix it, and they could fix it. The insurance just won't pay for it. So it's either pay $10,000 out of pocket or put $10,000 towards a new car. The thing is, I don't want a new car. I wanted that car. So to the assholes that stole my car, you suck, and I hope karma gets your ass right in the ass where you deserve it. Anyway, I'm on my way back to the venue where my car got stolen, so woo! So I guess the verdict is kind of in. I got a check for my car because they totaled it. I feel like I didn't even explain this. They really had me feeling like they were gonna fix the car. And I'll put some pictures here of what it looked like. To the naked eye, it really didn't look that bad until we started looking at it closer, and it's just frustrating because, I mean, for so many reasons, it's frustrating. They like messed up my car, my sweet Gorgon. Originally, after they towed it all the way back from Milwaukee, acting like they were gonna fix it, and then decided once they saw it, and insurance was like, there's no way we're paying for 10 grand in damages, which is frustrating because this is why I think insurance is a scam, because you literally pay every single month thousands and thousands of dollars over time. And then when you actually need it, they don't really do anything. They don't fix the problem. So shout out State Farm. And like, I get that the car wasn't worth much because it was getting older, but I would have gotten years out of that car, 4 more years out of that car at least. That car was going to get me to 400,000 miles, like, I could guarantee it, because it was a good car. It was in good shape. I took good care of it. I got my oil changes, you know, I rotated my tires, I did all the things like all the time, and like, it was still in good condition. We redid the brakes recently. I got all new tires recently, like. And so the $5,000 literally is shit. Like, literally, what is that gonna do? That will not even put a dent in the price of a new car. Not even a dent. Cars, even used cars, are going for $25,000. What is $5 grand gonna do for me? I would love to know. What is that gonna do? Not to mention, like, really making me feel like they were gonna fix it, because they could have. So if either I take the $5,000 and cry about it, or I take $10,000 out of pocket, which I also don't have, just in disposable income, to fix the damages on my own. I guess what it was when they looked at the bumper, they said, oh yeah, the front bumper needs to be replaced. Just the price to take off the front bumper and do the analysis of the like inside of the actual like of the hood of what actually makes the car drive. That in itself would have been too expensive, that they wouldn't pay for that with labor costs and everything. It just sucks because it's either like $10,000 out of my own pocket or $25,000 out of my own pocket. And either way, I don't have the money. And it's even more frustrating because like, I love my dad, and honestly, like, I appreciate everything he's done for me, but he basically told them to just junk it then. Like, he gave them the okay when without talking to me, maybe because he knows they don't have the money. But I probably would have chosen to fix the car. So I really just feel this loss. I feel so defeated. Still waiting to hear back from the renter's insurance, that hopefully will cover some costs of recuperating all the extra stuff that we lost. And like, how do you even explain to them, you know, all the money that I had invested? A lot of the inventory for my small business was in the trunk of that car that they took. Even all the time and energy and creative efforts on the laptop for the small business, like, all of these things are like time and energy that I'm not getting reimbursed for. And it's like, so why do I have insurance in the first place? Sound off in the comments. I would love to know how you feel about that. But yeah, I just feel defeated. I feel like there was no help. I feel like when the police were telling me, oh, well, that's a really easy car to steal. Like, thank you. Oh, you shouldn't drive a Honda Sonata, or you shouldn't drive a Kia. They're really easy to steal. So are you buying me a new one? What are you doing to make them not so easy to steal? Are you prosecuting? Are you even taking fingerprints, which they did? What are you doing to make this, to actually punish the crime rather than blame the victim? And this is what I feel like across the board often with our justice system. It's very unfortunate that this is spiraling into that, but oftentimes I feel like there is no justice. I don't know if we don't have the resources, if our tax dollars were paying for all these things, but we can't actually pay for justice for the crimes that are being committed against us. And this is very low level, you guys. I'm talking like my anger is more so for the people who literally, and I don't want to talk about things that this video is not even addressing, but really bad, horrible crimes that people are getting away with against women specifically, against kids specifically, those sorts of things. I don't know, I'm just frustrated. Like, I feel like there's no solution, and I feel like there's been no sort of, like, woohoo, like, at least this, you know, and I'm trying to look at it that way. Like, at least my water bottle was still in the car. They didn't steal that with all my cute stickers. Love that. At least I didn't get hurt. Like, don't know what they would have done if I was, because I literally felt no support from insurance or from the police, so that's great. Grateful to my dad for being a literal hero. Okay, across the board, this man, like, literally don't know what I would do without him. Am I being so dramatic about this? I probably am. But, like, put yourself in the situation. Like, that sucks. That blows. Like, you know, I have to start all new. I have to, like, start fresh. I have to find a new car that I love and trust. And I worked hard to pay for that car, you know? Like, because at the end of the day, I'm left with nothing. It's basically what it is. So I don't want to leave you on like a negative note, because that's not what this channel is about. But this channel is about authenticity. So like, I'm going to complain in this situation. I guess make the lesson, don't live in fear. Live your life and do what you're going to do. Bad things happen. Be aware of it. Recognize it and be grateful for all the times you have been safe, but don't live in fear. Don't not go to the concert you want to go to. Don't not go on a crazy adventure because you're scared of a new place. Like, push the boundaries, go out of your comfort zone, and you can't live in fear, because if you live in fear, you never live. So I said in the last video, if you want to leave a super thanks on this video, or buy me a coffee to support me as a creator and all the future endeavors, because I'm really happy to start fresh. But you can also support me just by subscribing, by streaming some of my videos, because that really does help me, and that's free to you. So again, thank you for watching and supporting me even in all these ridiculous, crazy times. And keep living large. I'll catch you on the flip.